What's up, guys? This is Owen the Getaway here. Welcome back to another video. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about my review on Universal Studios Orlando Epic Universe. I'm actually going to give my honest review of what's my thoughts on the theme park and what rides I really enjoyed on that theme park. So let's definitely dive into it. So you got the first park, which is the uh, how would I say it? Celestial Park is the name of it. But yeah, Celestial Park. So which gives you the Constellation Carousel. You get Stardust Racers. So those are the two rides in Celestial Park. So you got the Stardust Racers, which I did go on it. I would say, from my experience, it's a very intense roller coaster. It is very, very intense. I actually experienced it myself. Um, it was definitely really intense. It was definitely crazy. I'd never been on a roller coaster like that before. It was definitely really interesting with the launches and everything. With the two launches that the ride does, it spins you around, it flips you upside down a few times. But the harness keeps you really good and tight in there because you know how intense that coaster really is. So the harness device is really, really cool. And the key looks really cool. There could be some things that they could improve on that ride. I have experienced a little bit of some dizziness, you know, nausea, all that kind of stuff for roller coasters like that, which I know they're working on it. I know they're trying to make the ride actually better and try to reopen it actually back up after, I don't want to really get into it, but there was an accident that actually happened 2 weeks ago, which I won't really go into it because I know it is pretty tragic. But yeah, I have rode Stardust Racers. I think it's a pretty good ride. I do like it, even though it was a little bit intense, so it really caught me off guard. But I think it was a really cool roller coaster. I think it was really cool. I don't think it would be a ride I would not ride again, but I feel like the ride was really, really cool though. And then you go into Mystery of Magic. You ride the one ride called Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry. And that ride was actually pretty cool too, where you actually sit in the elevator from the fifth movie from Order of the Phoenix. And yeah, it is really, really cool that you get to sit in that elevator and you strap yourself in with the seatbelt and you just go through screens. And it did break down actually one time where the ride actually broke down when we were sitting in. And then the screens kind of like froze because I was kind of laughing a little bit that the screens were kind of froze up a little bit. So that was really cool. So got off of that ride and it was really cool. I thought the ride was really cool. Did have some animatronics and a few projection screens. The Death Eaters were mostly, they had some animatronics that were actually Death Eaters, so that was really cool as well. Another thing as well is we go into Isle of Berk. I didn't get to ride the roller coaster. I hopefully in my next visit when I do go back, hopefully I'll be able to ride the How You Train Your Dragon roller coaster. But the land itself is really, really cool because I love How You Train Your Dragon. I grew up around it as a kid, and that land was actually absolutely amazing, and I really loved it. And the architecture of it is really cool and everything. And then we also went into Super Nintendo World, which had Super Nintendo World and also Donkey Kong Country, which previously opened this year. Um, Donkey Kong Country is really cool. I really love that. I actually enjoyed playing the game, Donkey Kong Bonanza. So it brought a little bit of that, a little bit into that land. And I love the Donkey Kong games. And it's really cool that they made a land out of it. I actually rode the roller coaster. The roller coaster is really, really cool. It gives you a little bit of some drops, and then it'll jerk you around through like track to track, like jumping from track to track, like from the video game. You're in a little mine cart. and you're just doing little drops, and you're just jerking around from track to track. So that's basically what it is, and it's a really cool ride, and I would definitely would ride that ride again, definitely for sure. Um, Another one I rode on was Yoshi's Island Adventure. I rode on that one. I'd say the seats were really tight. They were really tight on my knees, which was kind of crazy. But overall, the interaction experience was actually really cool. Where you just go and like collect eggs and hit one of the eggs that the color actually lights up on. So that's really cool as well. Um, and then I didn't get to ride on the Mario Kart ride. That I'm definitely saving that one up for Hollywood one over there. So I'm actually gonna go ride that one because that's the only ride that's there at Nintendo World in Hollywood. Because we don't have the Yoshi Islands, we don't have Donkey Kong Country yet. So the only park in the U.S. That doesn't have Yoshi's Island and Donkey Kong Adventure is the one in Hollywood. Japan and Florida are the only theme parks that have Donkey Kong Country and Yoshi's Island Adventure in their Super Nintendo worlds. So, which are pretty identical to each other, the Japan and the Orlando one. So they're pretty identical. They're pretty similar. They're not the same, but they're pretty similar to each other a little bit. Um, and then we also go to Dark Universe. Dark Universe, I really loved that land. I thought that land was actually really cool. It looked eerie, it looked dark, it looked scary, but I really loved it. I think it was definitely one of my favorite lands I really liked the most. The architecture, the coloring, and everything else about it, it just looked really cool. It just looked like something that you would always see all the time from Universal Horror Nights. So it just kind of reminded me of actually of that, where it's only like a limited time, but this is actually going to be like a thing forever. And I feel like a lot of horror enthusiasts would really like it as well. Um, I didn't go on Curse of the Werewolf because dizziness, but I say that ride is really cool as well, even though I didn't ride it, but I thought it was actually a really cool ride of how it was actually decorated and everything. And then I rode Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. I did really enjoy that ride. It was really cool. It does jerk you around a little bit, kind of puts you upside down moments in there, but it was a really cool ride. I really enjoyed that one as well. Um, Definitely had its little lightning effects, which I really like that. I really enjoyed that cube. The cube was really cool. It does have a little bit of Harry Potter, Forbidden Journey vibes a little bit, because I have written the ones in Hollywood and also in Orlando, which I will talk about that one in a second part, which I will talk about Universal Orlando, the main park. But we're talking about Epic Universe, but it has the same ride technique where you just go on a little chariot and you get jerked around back and forth. But it's a really good ride. I really liked Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment, and I would definitely ride that ride definitely again for sure. But I think that's pretty much it that I pretty much covered in Universal Orlando Epic Universe. Let me know down below what your guys' thoughts and experience on Universal Orlando Epic Universe. Definitely drop a comment down below if you have been to that theme park or if you're planning to go to Epic Universe in the near future. That's basically my review basically on it. I will make another part about Universal Orlando, the main park, which I will cover that in next week video on All Things Noah. So definitely keep an eye out for that, and be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.